Have I ever told you about my guitar named Old Evel? Bought in Louisiana from this fella speaking Creole. Think I gave no more than $1 or $2, cause the paint was all cracked and the wood was showing through. But I cleaned it up good and I polished the thing, set the neck straight and I changed out the strings. Before very long I had it sounding quite nice. Frets kinda buzzed, but it was the right price. Now I took it with me wherever I'd go. I'd been to the mountains, been covered in snow. We got lost in the desert, couldn't say for how long, but I sat on a rock and started singing this song. It was a tale of wild decadence of murder and vice. The Cowboys bet fingers on the roll of the dice. There was a twisted little thing and they called her Sweet Sue. Her downfalls were many and her virtues were few. Well, she took a notion to join in the game, but she would only play if the rules were to change. The Cowboys were either too dumb or too proud, but they said okay when she read the rules aloud. Roll a 7 or 11 and you'll be sharing my bed. Land on the snake eyes and I get your head. All the boys were laughing, especially old Dole, till she handed him the dice and told him to roll. He picked up the bones, blew in his hand, gave him a shake, and they flung him to the ground. Old Dole didn't worry, cause he knew his luck was on a run. But the last sight he seen was a 1 and a 1. Pretty Sweet Sue cut his head off that night. And just for a hoot, every head within sight. They questioned and tried her, but no heads to be found. Just writhing headless bodies bleeding on the ground. I finished my song in the desert that night, and I cried aloud from the terrible fright, cause I knew I'd never written such a bad song before. It must just been Old Evel speaking through the chords. So I stood and grabbed it up by the headstock, bashed in his brains where I sat on the rock. The thunderclouds rolled and let out a groan from a hole in the body that once gave such sweet tone. I beat and I bashed it and splintered it to bits and littered the ground all the pieces and shit. Yeah, I left it for dead, just lay there in the cold, but I needed a hitchhike, so I walked up to the road. I must have traveled about a day or so before I ever met a car to lighten my load. It was a beautiful night with the moon shining down. Old boy in a semi offered to take me to town. He talked a good bit about where we was born, but I was feeling a mite hungry and my strength was about gone. So we stopped for a bite and drank us a Coke. That's when he asked me if I wanted to hear a song he'd wrote. He reached way on back in the rear of his diesel, but I'll be goddamn if it wasn't Old Evel. I couldn't tell you just what happened next. Tire tool in my hand breaking the old boy's neck.